Warning. The following video contains spoilers for the inner workings and behind-the-scenes processes of the Project 863 series. If you do not wish to be spoiled on future or past videos, nor have the spell of the series broken, you have been warned. What's up, gamers? Rise up! It's morning time! Sorry, this might be a little shaky for this section because Woods is driving a WRX and this thing rips. So, what Woods and I are doing...
Seatbelts on?
Yeah, I got my seatbelt on.
Alright, get ready.
Wait, what does that mean? Things you don't want to hear. Woods and I just grabbed a bagel and we're going off on a journey to see Spooky House because Woods talked about it in his favorite video reaction, and what I realized is we've been there for a couple videos, but we haven't really shown it off a whole lot, to be honest with you. It's kind of been really quick glimpses and glimpses, is that the right word? But I really wanted to show it more in depth and have Woods talk about what it used to look like, what it looks like now, why it looks like the way it does, all that stuff. Woods, while you're whipping it around these corners, let me give you a couple questions. So, what does Spooky House mean to you in terms of the history of Santa Clarita, your history with it? Why did we pick it? How did we even know it existed?
Spooky House is in an area which is Sand Canyon. Sand Canyon used to be this, not thriving town, but it was hustling and bustling. Up at the end of it, kind of like a couple miles above Spooky House, there's this huge San Francisco Dam. And back in, I want to say like the 20s, it's around what I say in the video. It broke, it burst, and it killed like 460 people, and everything was pretty much destroyed. So yeah, Spooky House was one of those establishments, didn't make it, but after the dam itself, the people who were living on that property, I think they rebuilt it to be some sort of like hotel or something like that. They just kept rebuilding it and turning it into different things until finally it was just abandoned, I think in the 80s. And this is all while like Santa Clarita is being developed and starting school districts, and we're starting to get our economic feet up and running. San Francisco, meanwhile, is just flooded and rebuilding. So yeah, back in high school, I found this out because me and my friends would go on canyon runs, and a couple of my buddies knew about the place, and we went up in the middle of the night. At the time, there was more structure to the house. It was kind of like a well-known spot amongst the youth. We'd go up there and just like cause trouble, break stuff. A lot of scary, creepy stories come out of that place.
Has anything ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can tell me more about exactly what happened when we get there so you can show where you were at in relation to all of it. But what made you think to pick this place for Project 863?
I mean, in all honesty, like, we're in the best spot for like weird locations. I'm just like fascinated with like things left in time. So like this place amongst a bunch of other places came to mind, and we've used a bunch of the places that like were my old stomping grounds in high school.
So this is what a canyon run looks like, guys. We got a Stang in front of us, a Yaris, Toyota Yaris, I'm pretty sure up there.
Yeah, we're actually all part of a crew. We're heading up to Spooky House just to take pictures of our cars.
When I drove back to Vegas, if there's a lot of traffic, I'll have to take this route a lot of the times. But yeah, I ripped through here, and it is crazy, man.
This is like some sort of power plant.
Yeah, it looks like water runs down the mountain to the building. It looks like a prison, bro.
It does.
That looks
high windows.
so scary.
It's like something out of Spider-Man, bro.
That'd be great for a location. If we could rent that, imagine.
This is the entrance to the abandoned road that we explored.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the exit is where we filmed it, actually.
This is actually just a nature walk with Tanner and Woods. We're just like, hey, let's show you guys the nature. I've noticed that's what we like to do. Kayak on video, like rip it through a canyon.
Dude, we're yearning for something. It's nature.
We need to do anything to get out of the office. Hey, Woods and I are gonna go look at some trees. See you guys later.
We're gonna look at some trees. There's two like stone pillars as the entrance.
On the right, is it coming up soon?
I think so. I'm fairly certain that this entrance moves.
Oh, here it is. Oh, the pillars drifting. They do come up out of nowhere, bro.
Oh no, dude.
Huh?
They filled it in.
Oh my gosh. Really?
This is about what, like half a year or so?
After, yeah. Can we walk?
Oh yeah.
They tried blocking us from getting to the Spooky House?
I don't know why.
Something spooky must have happened.
This doesn't look government regulations.
You mean rocks in a pallet?
Probably like an independent contractor out here.
Just moving rock.
Independent barricade contractor.
You guys can see all the way over there. Spooky House. So we're just gonna walk around. Oh, just in case.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, I'm not trying to be like over dramatic about it, but
Have you ever run into anything up here?
the first time I was up here with like a group of friends, and I was like maybe a sophomore in high school, and we're just up here, you know, throwing rocks, exploring, because there's another section to it. We're exploring that area, and then like we're walking back, and I really don't know where it was from. Probably the entrance, but it was just pitch dark, and we see like maybe like 10 people just in robes. And
No way.
yeah, they're in robes. They're like not holding like candles, but like they were doing some sort of ritual. And
Oh man.
it's interesting because in this area right over here, inside of whatever it is, there's like all these like ritualistic like signs and stuff. And so people come up here for all sorts of stuff.
Other reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you it now. We're gonna get really up close with it, but this is way cooler than I expected. That might look the exact same to you guys, but I don't feel like you guys got really up close with it when we were here last time. But this is huge. This isn't like a tiny house. On camera, I thought this was a tiny house. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, just not a lot to it.
Cool, they've done some like cool artistic stuff with it. Here's the foundation.
I was up here with like 4 friends. It was like maybe 5 o'clock. We get here and there's like this table. It's fully dressed like for a dinner or something, and no one's here. We're talking tablecloth, candles, wine glass, forks, no food or anything, but it was just like set up, and there was like 6 seats at the table, so it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna do some romantic thing, just me and my wife. That would have been like, okay, maybe.
It was like some Mad Hatter
Like,
from Alice in Wonderland
oh,
stuff.
is a family coming to sit down here? Like, where do I make reservations? But like, we leave, and I have a date that night, so I pick this girl up. She's like, yeah, I just love abandoned spooky stuff. And I'm like, okay. And me not really having anything planned for the date, I'm like, let's go to Spooky House. I forgot about the table, and I walked down. And as I'm walking down, I'm like, oh yeah, like I was here like a couple hours ago. There was this like dressed table, and like we walked down to the spot, and she's like, where is it? And I'm like, it's gone, just gone. Maybe the family came and ate and left, I don't know. But like, it was just like another one of those like, why?
So yeah, let me show you guys like, I guess the art to start. I have like a lot of art pieces all over these walls. Koba. Why? There's a lot of art. This section looks more like it was a garage or something. Man, this is weird, dude. It's super eerie because it's in the middle of this canyon. Like,
could you just imagine seeing a huge wave out of nowhere in the middle of the desert?
just like coming from up there.
Just like, oh, didn't expect that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't get this feeling in a lot of places. I'm not one to tend to believe in a lot of spooky stuff. Not that it's not real, I don't really have a lot of spooky interactions. Standing in there, standing on the outside, feels weird, man. It just feels like there's a lot that's happening in there still. I don't know, it feels weird. It feels like there's like a little bit of pressure in there, like emotional pressure almost. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be like a spooky like phenomena. It's the fact that like this is what happens when things stop in time. It's kind of weird to think about all the years of people living and creating and thriving and working their butt off to make it out here, and then like
Have it just all taken away.
I don't know. Every time I go to an abandoned place, I try to explain it to myself, but like, it's as if like what you're looking at here is just the inevitable, and that's what that feeling is.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's a bit of mortality.
yeah.
It's strange. It's just old, and it's, I don't know. It's definitely like the best way to describe it. Just sitting in there is like there's just like a pressure. Like I feel it in my chest. You know, it's like kind of like a pressing.
It's weird to think about other people's like stories too. You know, when you're like thinking about yourself, you're just usually thinking about your story, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about your friend, you're not thinking about like their whole life and what they did to get to the point of being your friend. And then when you come to these places, you're like, what type of people were here? What type of people like lived what type of lives?
Yeah.
All that meaningful life, all those really, really, really important decisions, gone.
That's what I think is another weird thing too, is the only thing I can think of is like this happened to these people and they didn't even once think that it would. And so you think to yourself, like, what's gonna be our spooky house, you know? Like when we're wiped out, like what if it's just like Wood's your old house or something, bro? Like this could be like my house.
Yeah, dude, imagine just like walking up after like, I don't know, some crazy event occurring, and then yeah, this could be like your house.
Something just unsettlingly Satisfying but real, yeah. Something's still alive about it too. It's weird. I wore the worst shoes ever to this. My ankles feel like they're getting eaten by fire ants. It's weird because if you go to, what's the other one?
Oh, Mentorville?
Yeah, when you go to Mentorville, it gives this weird like Renaissance feel to it, you know? Like, oh, it's like still well kept up, and that's what's kind of weird about it.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like touristy a little bit.
Yeah, it looks a little touristy. This feels like pure destruction.
Yeah.
Like it's like the opposite. It's like what could have happened. Yeah, this is the inside. Man, it's weird seeing a house that's destroyed. It's like you don't usually see it halfway done. It looks like a well.
Or a body dump.
Imagine, oh my gosh, just don't even make that joke. Just like a fire pit, I guess. Probably, this was actually a trash, I imagine back then. That sounds hollow.
That's hollow.
That is creepy, bro. Why is that hollow? What are they covering up? Oh, dude, I shouldn't ask too many questions so loud. Oh, let's do this. Wow.
What?
That's beautiful. Like, that's absolutely beautiful. Hoopty. Why does it say hoopty so big? In case you guys are wondering what Woods and Mine hangouts look like, it's usually just Woods with a pole, pulling up nails.
Oh, they're all bent.
I think it's so people don't impale themselves.
How are they gonna rebuild?
Woods like, I'm helping. All right, guys, so this is the last little bit I'm gonna show you is the side. That looks forced. That one looks like an absolute, like, window, maybe a door. That looks like that's a door. I don't know where that went to. Guess the back house or something.
There's a whole other floor here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. All right, guys, so that will wrap up Woods and myself going through Spooky House. There was more to show in that area, but we're thinking about possibly using it for other sections of the show. So make sure you guys stay tuned because you might see more of that area. But thank you guys for watching. Check out one of these 2 videos and let us know what you guys want to see next is the most important thing. We'll see you next time. Bye.